What time in the morning do you train, Jay?
About 6:30.
And what gym do you go to?
I got a powerhouse in Sayreville.
Oh, Powerhouse in Sayville?
Old Bridge, Sayreville, yeah, on Route 9.
Is that the one where the girl Andrea works?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've been there handful of times, a couple of times, but not that anymore. Is there a good crowd there in the morning or it's just empty?
No, there's a decent crowd.
Like working class people like yourself?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, not like me, like working
Well,
class like
the
you, not the elite like me and Luke.
morning crew, those are people that they're a little more serious. They want to get it in before they go to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're usually on a you know, time restrictions. They got to get in and out. They take it serious.
Yeah, right, right.
A lot of fucking around. You don't see any tripods set
Yeah.
up on floors anywhere. These are people with real jobs, not
Yeah, yeah,
info.
yeah, yeah.
No.
I got to be at work at like 6:30, quarter to seven.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it sucks. Anyway, Luke, I need your opinion
Okay.
on something.
Hmm.
So I'm in the gym and I'm in signature, right? I was thinking about this and I'm like, I need to ask Luke tonight because I'm white and he's a black man and he would understand, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm in the gym and it's in signature in Belleville, and the majority of the gym is Hispanic, right? So there's this Spanish girl I see there from time to time. She's really, really skinny, right? She's not your typical Spanish. She doesn't have the big butt and the big boobs and nothing. She's really, really skinny. Attractive girl, don't get me wrong, but really, really skinny. And I've noticed the last couple of times that I've been there, she's like kind of like working out near me or like tries to make eye contact, right? And then I was doing legs
Send her
yesterday.
a dick pic.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I'll send a Luke stick pic, and it'll fucking really confuse her. Holy shit!
If she's working out by it, that she's letting you know, dude. She wants a dick pic.
So, 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 I'm doing legs, and then I see her. She stops by the mirror right next to her, and she's kind of like checking her hair out and everything, right near me. And I'm like, okay, she's giving me every sign in the world, which is great. But I'm thinking to myself, that she wants to get a little fucking,
Really?
a little fucking. Anyway, yeah. So, do you think she's like, oh, here's a white guy? Everybody knows white guys love skinny girls. Let me go for the white guy.
Really?
Because black guys and Spanish guys like big booties, and this girl's super skinny.
Maybe.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm not ready. Dude, that's a twisted question. There's no real answer. Like, what the fuck
I
you want?
know. I'm just thinking. I'm saying to myself because there's most people, especially Hispanics, they're very comfortable in their own community,
Maybe
right?
she thinks they're Vin
Yeah.
Diesel.
Nah, no, no, no. So they're very comfortable in their own community. So it's possible that maybe a lot of Hispanic guys aren't into her because she's so damn skinny. When I say skinny, bro, I'm talking like skinny, right? And so she's like, oh, everybody knows white guys like skinny bitches. I'll just fucking throw the energy over to the white guy and see if What do you think, Luke?
Well, hold on. Who said white guys like skinny bitches?
Yeah.
It's just the stereotype.
I've never ever heard that stereotype.
Really?
No.
Oh yeah. That's a first for me. You know what? I'm actually used to a lot of my friends that are white. They like thick women.
Every guy likes boobs and butts. I don't care what national. You could be Chinese. You could like big titties and a big butt. Okay, but I'm just saying, there's that stereotype that white guys like skinny girls.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And
Not
just,
either.
I'm gonna ask her.
And I
I'm gonna
went to
pull
college.
that one. I'm gonna Google that.
I went to college at University of Nebraska. I didn't even hear that.
You know, right?
Really?
The whitest college in the country. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, think about it. Think about when you watch white porn, right? When you watch white people porn, like, and I get this, that there's the pog porn, the fat ass white girls, but the most of the white girls, they're skinny with big fake titties, right? And then you watch, like, black porn or Hispanic porn, and they're all real curvy, big titties and big ass and whatnot.
Maybe you watch the porn you watch.
Maybe you're just watching the wrong porn, dude. I don't know.
I don't know.
I've seen porn. I don't think I really see any skinny girl porn. If I do, I don't watch it. There's nothing for me.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't view a lot of porn though.
I like well, that's because I do that too, because you have the capability of doing that, right?
No, I don't. I don't view a lot of.
Oh, I thought you said you veto a lot of porn.
No, I don't view. I don't see. I don't watch a lot.
What are you, a born again Christian or something?
Fuck no, dude. I'm not religious at all.
Well,
you don't drink. You don't fucking.
I don't have fucking time, dude.
The way Instagram is and social media, you're watching porn every day.
Yeah, right.
Who needs it?
Yeah. There's another time I was in the gym, right? And this is when I was going to Gold's in Totowa. Totowa? Yeah. Right? And this girl is looking at me, and I'm like, oh shit, this girl's checking me out. Then, like, a few minutes later, another girl's looking at me. I'm like, oh shit. And I turn around. There's a guy working out with one leg. He's looking at him, not me. If I would have never turned around, I would have made my day.
You would have raised your self-esteem a couple
yeah.
You would have walked out of that gym fucking proud, dude. All beefed up and
I would have been like, oh, the bitches like me in this gym.
Take on the world.
But getting back to the original story, I think that's what she thinks, like, oh, I'm gonna set my sights on the white guy because everybody knows white guys like skinny girls.
Yeah, everybody knows that except me. Luke, everybody in Nebraska, apparently, and probably everybody who's listening to this podcast. But in your world, John, in your world, everybody knows that.
I'm just saying,
I don't know. It's a new one.
I'm not, I don't have the benefit. Well, I'm obviously married. So, when I was single, I don't have the benefit. I have preferences, right? And some preferences I can't, I won't give up on. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have a particular type of, but I can never be super selective, right? Because it's not like like DiCaprio, where it's like, oh, I only want to date 25-year-olds, that are fucking top 10 models, right? So, even when the girl like didn't have exactly what I like, if she didn't have titties, because I'm a titty guy, if she didn't have titties, I would still date her. And then in my head, I'd be like, I'll just buy your titties later on down the road if we get there.
He can always do that.
There's always that option.
I always wanted to buy one girl, one big titty, and leave the other titty small, and we'll call her Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
Oh, that relationship lasts, but
yeah. Just leave the big titty side on the side that you sleep on, so I could just grab it when I'm sleeping next to you. You're fucked up.
So, dude,
you got problems, bro.
I have some interesting news. It is confirmed.
Go ahead.
As of tonight, Vinny Galante will be opening the show as a guest poser at the 2023 Muscle Beach. So he'll be in his Masters Olympia prep, 6 weeks from now. And what are you doing? But he will be racing the stage.
Really?
Yeah. He's going to be in shape. He's going to look good. He's a good poser. Give the crowd something to warm up to.
Okay.
And he's going to be in the booth signing autographs, John, all night. We'll be there.
No, wait.
Part of the deal, dude.
Did you approach him? Did you approach him, or did he approach you?
Nah, he's. I've been talking a little bit. He's actually he's got like 4 athletes he's bringing to the show, and he wants to get on and warm up a little bit, and one eye have to be pro to another. So he's gonna
it's like tough to say no to that, right? It's like,
well, to be honest with you, I haven't had guest posers in the past couple of years, and I just
last year you had Akeem.
Well, dude,
he just showed up.
That wasn't planned, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, I would never say no, especially somebody he was training for the Olympia, especially like Hakeem, you know.
Yeah, right.
With Masters, it's a different story because you always wonder, does anybody want to see a guy in their 50s on stage? But as we were talking about the last podcast, or one or two back, that dude, the Masters division is rising. You know, I mean, it's guys from our generation that appreciate bodybuilding and
there's no question. There's no question.
Give them something. Like, look,
oh,
you know.
You went out there. What did you say?
I said nobody's going to fill the arena to come and see a Masters bodybuilder guest pose. You know.
Yeah, but it's
inspiring to some of the guys up there.
And I have a friend at Signature that's doing Team Universe, and he's in his 50s, and he looks good for 50. You know, I mean, he looks good for
Well, dude, that's it. Just exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
From the Masters, and he looks good for 50. You know,
and he'll probably and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets his pro card because he's when you look at him I haven't seen him without a shirt on, but on Instagram I saw him posing and stuff, and he doesn't have any flaws. He's smaller obviously than a normal pro and not as hard obviously, but he's got good legs and good back and arms and the whole deal. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets his pro card. But then what happens is you get your pro card, right? And then if you go into not Luke, I'm not talking about you, Luke, because you're my friend. It's different. So but then you get your pro card and you got to go in an open bodybuilding and get your ass handed to you from like Nathan D'Asher or something like that. Or you go into the Masters circuit and you kind of disappear into the oblivion. Right. But my attitude is if that's just what you like to do, like Vinny loves it and will be doing it till the day he dies. He is going to die on that stage, and he will be completely fulfilled as a human being.
Hopefully not at the Muscle Beach. We don't need that excitement. And another show.
If that's the case, like he does the master circuits and he wins. So kudos to you. But if you have this delusion that you are over 50 and you're going to go into the open and do damage, in the IFBB, then you're delusional, right? But if that's what you want to do and that makes you happy and you want to be on stage, then that's what I say. Do the master circuit. It's competitive. You'd fit in. You got a better chance of fucking doing it. But at the same time, I also understand getting your pro card and being like, I got to at least do one open show, right? I got to do the New York Pro or whatever.
Look at that, bro. There weren't any of the big time. The big timers weren't any, and none of them were there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. Hey, I got a fun fact for you. Want to hear a fun fact?
Mm.
Did you know that the writer that wrote the theme song to Jaws was a black woman?
Oh no, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come on, that's fucking funny. I don't care who you are.
I get it.
You guys are. You guys, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are sick and twisted. All right, so let's get on to what we were gonna. What happened?
Did I tell you one about the girl that she's checking out at the cash register? Did I ever tell you that one?
No. This is recently.
No. So there's a girl and she's.
It was recently.
Cashing out at the food store, and she gets up to the conveyor belt and she puts down, box of cereal. She puts down a loaf of bread. She puts down a half a gallon of ice cream, and she puts down some cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Cashier looks at her. He's like, you must be single. She's like, yeah. She goes, how did you know that? He goes, because you're ugly.
No, that's fucked up. My joke was better, bro. My joke was better.
Probably.
All right. Got any jokes, Luke? Or
no jokes right now that I can think of.
All right, I got one for you. I got one. You could steal this one, okay? You could steal it. There's a white guy, a Spanish guy, a Chinese guy, and a black guy on a mountaintop, and they all have to sacrifice themselves. So the Chinese guy goes to jump off the mountaintop, and he says, "I'm doing this for my people," and he jumps off. And the Spanish guy goes, "I'm doing this for my people," and he jumps off. And the black guy goes, "I'm doing this for my people," and he grabs the white guy and throws him off. You could steal that and tell that at work. All right. What I really wanted to talk about was oh Christ, what's his name? Let's see. Ferdinand.
Go back to your search. Hold on. Go back a minute.
No, I can't do that one. Can't do that. You want me to go back? All right, I'll go back. Give me a second. Hold on. All right. Who's
Jen one? Snow? Jen Snow.
That's my.
Look at OnlyFans girls. Look at you, Russian girls with OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You know that?
I don't know.
Wow.
Like these are the kind of girls DiCaprio dates. Do you know what I mean? Like flawless, right? Mm-hmm. I can never like, we don't even see girls like this. Like these girls are like non-existent to us, right? Like this is only like his world, DiCaprio's world. And then there are certain celebrities that don't realize that they're celebrities, like Ben Affleck. Like for some reason he went back to J-Lo after half of Hollywood ran through her. Wow. I don't get it. Do you not realize you're Ben Affleck? I don't fucking get it. Anyway, Ferdinando, where are you? There was the thing between this. Here it is. This is what I wanted to talk about. Derek and Samson did a workout together, and they posed down in the gym together. And Samson is about 320 and about 6 foot tall. Yep. And Derek from the front looks just as big.
Yep.
And then when they turn around, Derek, like his back is just fucking insane. Like it was unbelievable to see how big Derek is standing next to Samson, who is a mass monster himself. Did you see this, Luke?
Yep. Yes, I did.
What did you think?
And that's when I was like, I said, wow, Derek Lunsford is going to be very, very difficult at this Olympia. Because first of all, his height and the fact that he could stand next to Dowder, the Dowder is supposed to dwarf him.
Right.
That's not happening right here.
Yeah.
Not happening at all.
No, not even close. And from the back, Derek has him.
Yeah, definitely.
Derek's back. Look at that. I mean, that's just, and it's not like Samson's small or he's got no back or nothing like that. It's just that Derek looks just, he is, Andrea Shaw put it perfectly when I interviewed her. She said, Derek is a special bodybuilder, and she nailed it. She nailed it. Let me see if there's
ever made was leaving the 212.
Yo, 100%. And he's probably going to be one of the only IFBB pro athletes to win 2 Olympias in 2 different categories.
Yep.
Because if Hadi's slipping, Derek's going to take it this year. And I think even if Hadi takes it this year,
I don't even care if Hadi's at 100%. Derek comes at 100%. It's over. It's over.
You think Hadi beats him?
No.
Or Derek?
Derek.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
It doesn't matter how good Hadi comes in. Derek is going. If Derek comes in at 100%, it's over.
What do you think, Jay?
Dude, I don't know. It's it's going to be an interesting year, because
it definitely is.
I've said this before, and I predicted a lot of guys to fall last year that didn't. I could definitely see that coming this year.
Yeah.
Guys like Derek, as impressive as he is, he's got to be careful putting on all that weight because he's a shorter stature guy.
Well, he doesn't seem to be blowing out his
He
waist.
He doesn't.
But he's still very young, right?
Young, but his waist looks small, but it's not like streamlined, right? But there are positions he's in where you see, oh shit, hope that doesn't become a problem. I don't know, dude. I'd like to see as things progress as the Olympia comes closer. But I don't know if Hani is gonna retake it this year.
My opinion about Hadi is, I think it's going to be a coin toss between him and Derek this year. I think Luke's right.
I think Luke, maybe somebody else could pop up in that spot too.
I think Luke is right. I think if Derek comes in 100%, then Hadi could take it. I mean, I'm sorry, Derek could take it, but I wouldn't be, if Hadi does win this year, I think it'll be his last year winning. I don't think he's going to get more than 2.
I don't see him winning it this year because nothing against Hadi. I just is being said, like our sport bodybuilding, they need a good representative of the Mr. Olympia. I mean, there's a face
very good point
out there that represents bodybuilding that'll get people wanting to do it and everything, but we've got Mr. Olympia and we don't see or hear from Mr. Olympia.
Very good point. Yeah,
nothing
that's right.
Him, but we need somebody that's going to be there. That's going to the little Luke that used to look at bodybuilding and say, "Oh wow, I want to do that. I'm interested in that sport." We need somebody that's going to be there. That's going to have those people that the kids and everybody like that. Oh yeah, I want to bodybuild. That looks cool. But if you don't have, people don't know who Mr. Olympia is. They don't know. They don't know about that
fucking
anymore.
Clue.
They don't know it anymore. Before they used to know it. They used to building this guy, that guy. Now it's who?
Yeah. They only know Bumstead for some reason. That's it.
Yeah.
They only know Bumstead. But you're right. Nobody knows who Hadi Chopin is. Hadi Chopin is probably very inspirational, motivational in the Middle East. But you're right. We don't get to see him in the States. You can't get to see him in the UK or Canada. And it's not his fault. It's the visa problems from Iran to the United States. It's very difficult for him to get a visa. It takes some time. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it's better for the sport if we have a Samson, a Derek, a Nick, somebody that could actually travel and get around and so on and so forth and represent the sport 100%. Absolutely.
I think the interesting part of probably this year's Olympia and maybe for the next couple of years, it's not necessarily going to be who wins the Olympia. I think going to be some good battles with all the guys, from second, third, fourth, and fifth. Like any of those group of guys, like battling it out on stage. I think it's going to be fun because I do see a sense of where these guys do have respect for one another,
Yeah. Oh, no question.
Nicks and your Samsons and your Andrew Jacks, and these guys have already been battling it out for a couple of years, even your Hunters, that are going to make it fun, where it's going to be fun to watch again. And whoever wins. But I don't see it as being, one of those times where we have an era of a certain bodybuilder, like we did with Dorian or Ronnie or Phil or Jay or.
And personally, I like it better this way.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna.
It's more fun.
Years it was Ronnie, and then it was like everybody was just down the line, dude. And but they were still down the line,
right? Yeah. But there were times where, like, you could have made an argument that somebody else could. Here's my personal opinion. I don't know. It's just my opinion. My opinion is, since Steve Weinberger is the head judge, he doesn't give a shit. He's giving it to who deserves it. Yeah. And before him, like when there was Weeder and so on and so forth, I think it was very political. And I think if they were making money with a particular bodybuilder, or if they liked the look of a particular bodybuilder, and like Ronnie was like, a cop, and He was, great ambassador for the sport, and they made a ton of money. He was very popular. There were a couple of years that he was off. I'm not saying that he should have lost, but
Honey?
And then there was Dorian, that last year next to versus NASA. Ugh. I don't think he should have won that one. Phil, there was probably the year before he lost to Rodin. Like you could have his stomach was really becoming a problem by that point. I like it better like the Arnold Classic, where you don't know who's going to win. You're like, so I like it better this way. It was like Ramy, Rodin, Ramy, Brandon, Hardy. Is Derek going to beat him? How good is Samson going to be? Could Nick outsize these guys? I like it better than like this. It become like there were times like I would watch the Olympia and be like, oh, there's Phil, and that's it. It's a wrap. It's over. Or there's Ronnie. It's over. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think, Luke?
No, you're right. It's fun that way, not knowing who's going to win. And just like Jason said, that competition between all of them on stage, everybody competing, going against each other. That's fun. That's fun to watch.
Yeah,
that makes it very fun to watch.
Did you guys see the Empro Classic last week?
I saw. I didn't see the show, but I saw the posing, and I was like, wait a minute. So that shaking stuff. It was like I was shocked to see that actually.
Yeah.
Well,
you're talking about Crizzo, right?
Yeah, I didn't see anything from the back, but I just thought, that's like, why is he shaking so much?
He's got to improve on his posing.
Yeah, that's been his problem from the start.
He's gotten better. Like last year, I don't know if you remember, like his tan was off.
Yeah,
he was at the Prague Pro. He was sweating like a pig. So he's improved on the tanning and the water. He's got to improve on the posing. He blew the competition away for the most part. But really, the truth was, it was him and Presti and everybody else. I mean, there was nobody,
It's not an impressive one.
Yeah, and but once he goes on to the Olympia stage, that's going to be exposed if he doesn't fix that, if he doesn't correct that. You're talking about the top-notch professionals who they could stay up there for 20 minutes in the same pose and hold it. He's just they're the best in the world. But yeah, it's 100. But he did look good. The only thing with him, which is really, I'm really nitpicking. Somebody asked me on the Anabolic Academy I do every Monday night, does Mike Crizzo have any flaws? And to me, his only flaw is his ass. His ass is so small, it looks weird. It's like striated, but he's got these huge legs, this big back, and this butt, and it's like looks like a peach. It's this big. Like, dude, go work out with some of the wellness girls or some shit, will you? Jesus. But so it kind of throws his physique off a little bit. But he clearly was the best. The guy Presti was good too. He came in chiseled. He's big. He's wide. His legs could be a little bit better, and his triceps are a little downsized compared to Crizzo. But after that, the guy who came in third, he was Brazilian. He just couldn't hold his side. Like, he was in shape and he had great symmetry and balance. He just wasn't nearly as big as the other two guys. Like, I was looking at him, I was like, that's an open bodybuilder. It was almost like he could almost fit in classic, I don't know if you remember. Let me see if I could pull that shit up. Pull that shit up, son. I always go to this guy's page. So shout out to Fernando, whatever his name is, with the Instagram page. Where are we? Okay. This guy came in third, right? And when you put him next to Crizzo and Presti, it was like they dwarf him. Let me see if I can find a pic where all three of them are together. I don't know if I can or not. Whatever. You see what I mean by his triceps and a little bit of leg development? Yeah. Let me see if I can find another one. I don't think so. But basically, that's him. Nope, that's not. Okay, Roman Fritz. I am convinced that Roman Fritz is relatively well known because he's on Hostel, because he came in shape. He came in shape. He's German, right? So he has, he otherwise he wouldn't have the exposure. He's not nearly as big as the other guys, and his arms are very undersized to the rest of his body. And he was chiseled to the bone this time. He came in good shape, but I think he came in fifth at a very weak lineup, with the exception of the top two. So I'm convinced that he has a lot of exposure because of that podcast that he's on. Which, Luke, I can understand why you want to be on mine, so you get a lot of exposure. I get it. What do you think, you fuck, Jay?
What the fuck's the question?
Do you think Roman Fritz gets too much publicity because he's on Hostel's porn? I almost said podcast.
Yeah, you did say podcast.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's it's a popular podcast, and Fuad does a good job, and he's got a good following, and that's what happens. But when he gets to a show, where being on a good podcast or not, is irrelevant when you're being compared to some physiques that are at a different level.
Well, let me show you what I mean.
Or he'll hold his ground.
Yeah, let me show you what I mean. I completely agree with you, but it just looks like. Let me see. Where is it, dude? Roman Fritz. Wasn't Fritz the guy that put the windshield wipers on the Mercedes headlights? Remember that? Talk about an extra that never did anything. All right, where is Roman Fritz? Actually, why don't we just go to his page?
Girls with boy parts? Dude, what the fuck are you searching under?
What?
Boys with girl with boy parts. You see that at the bottom?
Where? Girl with, oh shit. I don't even see that. Let me go to that.
Yeah, I'm really starting to question.
It's private. Come on.
I want to see this shit.
I'm very interested. All right, I don't know. Let me see. Let's just go to Roman Fritz with his half naked picture. I can't find him on here.
You didn't spell it right.
That's all right. All right. So he's standing alone here, right? I get it. Right. He's in shape. Right. Obviously, he's chiseled. This was like the day of the show, right? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Roman Fritz. Okay, here we go. But like. He's in shape. There's no question about it, right?
But what do you don't think he's good?
I'm just saying that he's in shape. He just doesn't have the size that these top tier guys have, and his arms are severely underdeveloped for the rest of his body. If he gives you a front double bi or a rear double bi, and I just think he gets a lot. I think he gets a second look because has some notoriety from that damn podcast. What do you guys think? See if I can find another one.
I think he looks decent.
Yeah, but when you put him on stage, like he came in fifth in that show, right. And that I believe it was fifth. Pretty sure it was fifth. In that Emperor Classic, and like that guy that I questioned was a classic guy, beat him, came in third, and this guy came in fifth. What do you think?
I think it looks pretty good. But again, you're only as good as the people you beat. But he's got a good physique, dude. Small waist.
Yeah, it's just when you put him on stage, he's exposed.
Put him next to somebody else. I mean, he's got. Yeah. How old is he?
I don't know. No idea. Let's see if I can find. He's German. Germans get a bad rap because that World War II thing that went on. I mean, it's really.
Yeah. Just a big misunderstanding.
Yeah. And we took the Dorian, it never happened. So really. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, here he is. All the way to the left here. There we go. Find yeah, he came in fifth because Peter Clancier came in sixth. And this is him right here. You know what I mean? Vern. Yeah, this guy came in fourth. He came in fifth.
Yeah, he looks
yeah,
all over there.
And this is the guy that came in third.
Who's that?
The Brazilian dude. This is the guy that I told you looked like should be in classic. Right. I couldn't believe he was open. The guy Presti's not a bad bodybuilder. It's just that Crizzo is a really good bodybuilder. I don't know. What the hell do I know? All right, it's enough of that shit. Anyway, what other shows are coming up? We got any other shows coming up?
Yeah, isn't there a Texas show or something? Or
Texas, Tampa.
Tampa, that's right. I thought it was a Florida show. Yeah,
when? Tampa. When is it coming up?
Tampa, I think it's the same day as the Muscle Beach.
Oh no, I mean I'm talking like is there anything this weekend or the following weekend or anything like that?
Not that I can remember.
No, I don't know. I'm telling you, dude, that skinny bitch thinks she can get me. I'm telling you, man.
Maybe you're the only guy that gives her attention, so she's
I don't really give her any attention though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think she
talking about her. Seems like you do. You're talking about her.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm a married man, so it's like, oh shit. So it's like
you still got the juice.
yeah. It gets my juices flowing. And I think, and then that's when I come home and look at OnlyFans girls and I picture her and then I forget to delete the fucking and then you got me dead to rights and that's it. So
yeah,
what are you gonna
do? It's all over.
You know what? I just admit it. All right. You don't admit it. You watch porn too.
Not really.
Yeah, you do.
No, not really.
When was the last time?
It's been a while.
Luke, when was the last time you watched porn? Come on, honestly.
About a week ago.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Luke.
Dude, there's Pornhub. You just throw Pornhub.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just easier than because you come sometimes you go into the bedroom and my wife is like on her iPad and she's exhausted from work and she could tell and she looks at me and she has her glasses on like down to here and I get this. I go, tonight it's just easier to go on Pornhub and just worry about it over the weekend. Don't worry about it.
Right.
There's a documentary on Netflix about Pornhub, actually.
It is?
Yeah. I started watching it, but then I shut it off. It was getting boring.
What's it about?
It's about Pornhub and the development of Pornhub.
Oh, really?
I think they're like the number one searched website in the world, actually. Not that I would know. I don't.
Right.
You want to hear a funny story, Luke? And then what time is it? And then actually it's too damn early. Did you ever hear the story about I've told the story a couple of times actually. This is a God's honest true story, Luke, okay? I was single and I had an apartment and I was just living with me and my dog. I had a pit bull named Scotch. That was it. He was my buddy, right?
Scotch.
Yeah. And so when you live with people, you have a family and you watch porn, you turn the audio down, right? Well, I was living alone.
Or not.
You freak everybody out. So but I was living by myself, so I would have the volume up, I would listen and enjoy. And then also what you do is, because you're able to have preference when you watch porn, I would go in and out of phases. Spanish girls, big titties, big boobies, Asian girls, black girls, so on and so forth. So for about for about, I would say maybe about a couple of weeks, I was watching a lot of black girls, and I could even tell you the websites that I was going to back then. I don't even know if they're still around. It was 40-ounce bounce, ghetto gaggers, round and brown, and white dicks on black chicks, something like that, something to that effect, right? So then I had this girl that I would hang out with from time to time. It was just like a fuck friend. She was Russian, and she lived in Brooklyn, and I was in Staten Island.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Oh, this fucking story again.
yeah. Well, Luke never heard it, and so we would hang out. We would like go get something to drink or get something to eat and go back to her apartment. She lived in Ocean Parkway, Sheepshead Bay, right? So she was clearly white. She was Russian, and I took a lot of shit when I'm having sex, So I have a bent over the couch and I'm banging, I'm talking shit, and I'm like, yeah, you like that bitch, all this shit. And I was like, yeah, take that big black cock. And she and
What?
yeah, it's exactly. Yeah. And she went like this. Well, as soon as I said that, she went like this.
Yeah.
Tell you, man, it's just it was a rough one. Anyway, I think everybody has these strange stories. I just tend to fucking Arntz jerked off into a girl's jar of peanut butter.
No, I didn't jerk off. I peed in it.
You what? You peed in it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was that's another story.
Yeah.
This message one night. I think I was in Ohio.
And she ate it, son. She ate it.
I was in Ohio, and I put up a post on Instagram on my personal one, not the I Prevail one. And there's this girl that I used to mess around with back in my old Diamond days, And dude, it was not a fun experience, but anyway, she's like, she sends me a message on Instagram, and she said she must have been home fucking drunk, and saw that I put up a post.
They had Instagram back then?
No, not at all.
Oh, yeah. It reminded you. I remember. Okay.
This is a few months ago, and she said to me, "You peed in my peanut butter and kicked my door down. I hope your children never know what you did to me."
What?
Dude, I'm looking at this on my phone, and I'm with my athlete Jordan, who's an NPC. He won the junior nationals a couple of years ago. I prepped him for. He's getting ready to compete again this year. I'm like, dude, fucking look at this. He's like, dude, is that true? And I'm thinking about it. I said, yeah, dude, I think it's fucking true. And I remember the story,
That's something you would not forget, man. You know what I mean?
The real story is the girl was stalking me, and I was dating her roommate, months after I was dating her. And it was just a one night thing with her, and I really wanted nothing to do with her anymore. And she would get upset every time I'd come to her apartment to see her roommate. Like, she got jealous.
Are you thinking?
So I would stay there. And dude, every time I stay there was something missing out of my bag. There was always something missing. And dude, this one night I wanted to leave. I can't find my fucking car keys.
Oh, shit.
Keys are gone. They're just missing. So I'm like, there's no way in hell they just got up and fucking vanished. So she had left for the night, and her door was locked. So I didn't kick her door down, but I picked her lock and went into her room and opened the top drawer. And dude, all my shit was in her drawer.
Oh.
So she had been stealing from me and fucking with me every time I went there, taking a different. Dude, there was stuff that I saw that I didn't even realize was missing. Out of my overnight bag, or out of my fag bag, my men's purse, my man's purse, So they had food section in the apartment, and she had this jar of peanut butter. And I was like, fuck her, So I dribbled in her jar of peanut butter, And I don't know, I must have told somebody, or probably told her when I was pissed off, and she just hasn't let it go. But
was it the all natural peanut butter?
I don't know, maybe.
Like he just mixed it up with the oil on the top.
But the irony is,
as soon as she had some, she was like, "Fucking Arntz."
well, no, I mean, right? She remembers the taste. But the funny thing is, with certain people, that's what she remembers. And she's like saying shit to me as if I'm this evil person.
Yeah. They cut out that whole side of the story, which is a psychopath.
Should know what I did. Like I did something so appalling to her. Not look.
Well, peanut butter is strange.
Right, not great.
You gotta remember that.
The girl's been stealing from me.
Yeah.
Taking things from me. And I had to call the police on her. She assaulted me a couple times.
Oh, damn.
I had a restraining order in her own apartment. She wasn't allowed in the house when I went to go visit her roommate, so there's a whole backstory here, but that's what she remembers.
That's what happens when you give them that good ding-a-ling.
Right.
Yeah, it's the truth, man. I love when they just leave out the entire side of the story.
Don't remember. She don't talk about the shit she did for me for months.
I used to. I talked to this girl. I used to be friends with this girl at the gym, and she was dating this guy, and she actually the guy's brother died, right? And she calls me up, and she's crying, and she's like, he abused me, he hit me, he's toxic, and this and that, and so on and so forth, talking about the boyfriend. And I said, and I was like, well, what the hell happened? I mean, you never complained about him. You've been with him for a couple of years. You never what happened? We had an argument, and then he hit me. Well, I was like, what did you say? And she goes, because once you peel back the layers, right? The guy's brother overdosed and died on drugs, right? And the day after the guy died, right? She tells her boyfriend that he was an enabler because he kept giving him money. The brother would keep asking for money, and he kept giving him money and saying it was and basically saying it's your fault that he died because you kept giving him money for drugs. I would have punched you in the face too.
Yeah.
They leave out that whole fucking side of the story until you start peeling layers back, And I'm like, why would you say something like that? The guy's brother just died.
Yeah, it's the wrong time to say something like that.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Well, everybody has their own perception and their own view on a story. It's the way they see it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you deal with people and narcissism, people only see it, one way. I have a friend of mine who's going through some rough times with his baby's mother. They have 2 kids, and granted, dude, I only know his side of the story, but I've seen them together and spent time with them and seen videos of, the domestic incidents that have happened. And, she it's like my mother, my father was an alcoholic and my mother was an enabler. And, she'll complain about the after effects of a black eye or a bloody nose or, or whatever drama or dramatic experience my father did to her. But all the events leading up to that,
they just
and look, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not doing this to condone any violence, by any means. But dude, everybody plays the victim, and
victim is currency. Victimhood is currency in today's day and age.
Every person involved in that situation has probably caused some sort of something to inspire that to happen. There's a cause and effect. So,
I like when the girl likes to hate you first, and then and they always try to go right for the family jewels. They always go right. They always try to
try to hit the face, and if you're not doing anything, if you still don't do anything, they keep hitting and start calling you all types of bitches. And
that's right.
You're not going to do anything.
It's a loose,
internet. I mean,
it's a lose-lose situation for a dude. If you just got to keep your cool and walk away. But they'll bring you there, and it's just like it's lesson learned. Like it's staying away, and then you learn about the red flags to stay away from the toxic chicks. Because it's just they are just unbelievable. When you're young, you don't get.
Excuse me, like the shit I went through growing up. It is a direct reason, for why I married my first wife. And it was the same fucking shit, dude. The same crazy.
Yeah, right.
And they always say, you marry your mother. You don't realize it, dude, until you're down that fucking road, and
your mother.
Yeah, you're down that path. And, I got involved in my first marriage in a very unhealthy, situation with somebody who, was out for themselves and did a lot of damage, and when you're used to receiving abuse and you're used to growing up in an abusive house, an abusive environment, it's easy to accept.
Yeah, you're comfortable wearing that clothing.
Yeah, hey, this is nothing. This is fucking nothing.
Yeah,
compared to the shit I saw growing up. So it's, it becomes, the normalcy of a loving relationship. The drama and the fucking, physicalities. And I mean, I didn't, there was no physical abuse in any of my relationships, but the emotional and
verbal.
Yeah, emotional, verbal abuse, and just being taken advantage of, and
peanut butter nose.
And I think you don't deserve better because you're used to that, but we all need to step out of that for a while.
I believe that saying people will bring the worst or the best out of you.
Say that again.
I believe in the saying that people will bring the worst or the best out of you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That happened with me and my son's mother, and everyone that knows me, but when they hear the story of how I was treating my son's mother, everyone will tell you, I can't believe you did that. Because the fact that they hear it from my mouth. See, I always tell the whole story. I'll tell you how I was an asshole and the things that I was doing. But
me too.
She was bringing the worst out of me, and that's not my character. It's just that's not how I act. I just you're bringing the worst out of me, and that's what made me realize like that. This is not me. But she's just bringing this type of person out, and I don't like it. And I liked it, but at the same time, I didn't like it. So I said,
it's a toxic person they will bring you down to that level. And let's right, a toxic woman, because a guy you could just stay away from, right? Or you could just say, get away from me, But a chick, if they're toxic, they use sex, they use all different types of manipulative tactics to bring you back. I dated a girl that was an alcoholic for about 8 months. And I mean, the stories that I could tell you about this girl. And every time I went to leave her, she would show up in my apartment. This is when I was living in Staten Island. Show up in my apartment. I'm sorry. And then she would like manipulate with me sex. And, then there were certain things that at the beginning she wouldn't let me do. And then when she acted out and then came back, then she would let me do them. Like anal, and I was like, oh,
margaritas.
I was like, oh, she gave me anal. She must really love me now. Even though
the toxic, they lure you in. So there's no toxicity, in the beginning. There's none. Yeah, there's slowly you start seeing those. They got to get you in there first, and then the craziness kind of evolves. And because if you saw that on day one, you'd be out the door. They got to lure you in and get you to take the bait first.
But at our age now, I believe that. I mean, I could see the red flags a mile away now, right? A mile. Like for example, that particular girl was very attractive. She was a college graduate and she worked for J.P. Morgan Chase. She owned her own house and she was over 30, never married, never engaged. And single.
Wonder why?
Right. Back then, right, I didn't know any better. Now, if you were to give me that, I'd be like, this bitch is crazy. This is one crazy bitch. Shit. Yeah. And it's just, but I think every young man goes through that at some point or another, but Arntz probably went through it a hell of a lot more because he was like a superstar in the late 90s, early 2000s. He probably had crazy toxic pussy being thrown at him.
Dude, want to hear a funny story? This is when I was single. I don't even know if I was a nationally ranked amateur yet, but I was up and coming. And I was dating this girl, and it ended. It ended, and I'm dating this other girl. And dude, the funny thing is, I was honest. I wasn't a player. I wasn't jumping from one girl to the next or leading girls on. I would date girls and this and that. I'm like, look, I'm focusing on this.
They don't give a shit. They'll tell you what you want to hear.
Well, they didn't tell me anything. I didn't care. It didn't matter. I wasn't on them to be loyal to. Look, while I'm seeing you, I will not be seeing anybody else. I expect you to do the same. If you don't, fine, then we won't be together. If you do, fine. But I'm not, I don't want to talk about any type of long relationship. We'll be together, and this is just a segment of time. Life is these short segments of time where different people are in your life until you get down the road, right? So it ended with this one girl, and must have been a week or so later, and I'm dating this other girl, and I'm driving in the car. And we used to go to these parks. I was still young, and we drive at night and go outside in the woods and get a blanket and whatever. So I look in my rearview mirror and this fucking car is following me. It's just fucking following me. I go down this road and I go to park down like behind these stores that we used to go and fuck around in. And the fucking car follows me back. And, dude, I'm thinking it's, something's going to go down, So, dude, I get out of the car and I go to the window. It's a fucking ex-girlfriend. Dude, we've been broken up for a week. She's been fucking stalking me, driving around and said, what are you doing? Like, who are you with? Like, as if we were still together, right? Wow. Yeah, and I was breaking her heart or something. We haven't spoken. And there was no social media. I don't even think I had a cell phone back then.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's they literally go on how they feel, what was said, what happened, what they said, what you said. That does not matter to them. It's all about how they feel. They felt betrayed, even though you weren't together, and that's what you went on, and that's it. And that's the fucking truth.
The year I won, I think it was my second year competing in the nationals. Right, dating this girl. She was she danced. She was a dancer.
She was a hooker.
She was right. Yeah. So, dude, I'm at the Nationals this one year. I think it was in Dallas, and she didn't come with me. Well, no, she did come with me, but I went out for photo shoots in California afterwards. And I'm in California, and I'm getting phone calls like from people that I know. I said, dude, I just saw your girl up at the bar with her ex-boyfriend. I'm like, what? So I come home and I confront her with it. Dude, she denied it and just fucking denied it. And
wait, let me get this straight. Hold on. You were dating a stripper that worked at a strip club.
Yes.
And are you telling me that she was not faithful when you were out of town? That's stunning. I would have never thought that. Usually strippers are the most faithful.
So I break up with her, and she tells me, I said, listen, it's over. Like the bartender at the bar confirmed that you were there with, you were there with him and you left together. I had heard it from 4 other people. You lie all you want, but look, I don't care enough about this. Even if they're wrong, it's time to move on anyway. You know what I mean? This isn't going anywhere. So, I end the relationship, and dude, it's like a month later. And this is when I met my ex-wife, right? So I had an apartment, and all of a sudden I get a knock on my door. Dude, it's like fucking 12:30 at night. I open my front door. It's fucking her, the stripper, right? She thought I was banging one of her coworkers from the. Dude, I have no idea where she came up with this from, because I didn't even talk to her. I don't even know but she had thought the girl had a crush on me or something, and she thought that I looked at her whenever I went to go see her dance. Who the hell knows? But she would have swore, dude, she was a crazy Italian girl, John, so you can understand, right?
Yeah, I know
But
exactly.
even when I was dating her, no matter where I was and no matter what I was doing, in her mind, I could have been out to the mall with my mother, and she would have swore I was out cheating on her.
Talk about projecting. Jesus.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's unbelievable.
She starts running up my steps to see who I'm in my bedroom with.
Yeah. And then she took off all her clothes, jumped in, and you banked both of them.
No, that was somebody else. No, so I run up, that was a different thing. So I run up the steps. Dude, I grab her by the back of her shirt. Like, get the fuck out of my house. And dude, I carried her out to the front lawn and literally put her there, shut the door, and call the fucking police on her.
Yeah. But it's your fault, Arntz. It's your fault. Yeah.
Tell them why, Luke.
Yeah. I've never spoken to a girl.
Tell everybody why, Luke.
I've never spoken to a girl who it was their fault. Never.
Yeah.
Never. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I think I'm going to start a channel, you know, right? Just to set chicks straight. Come hear the truth. I'll tell you the truth. This is what you got to do. You got to do 3 things to keep your man happy. You got to be a filthy animal in bed. You got to shut your mouth, and you got to make me a sandwich. And that's it.
So misogynistic.
And I'll love you forever.
How's that working out for you, John?
I don't take my own advice. I just
You're watching OnlyFans pages. They're not too good.
Yeah, it's just, you know, because now after I get off here, I have to go, you know, listen to how you know, my wife, you know, 3 girls tried to kill her at work today. So I, you know, oh, you dummy, but that's, you know, what she talks about, you know, how she hates this one and she hates that one, and that one's trying to kill her, and that one's trying to, you know, blah 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 blah. And you know the deal. You just gotta yes into that. Yeah, you know. Okay. Yeah. I told you that bitch was crazy, you know. And then that's it. Anyway, Luke, I appreciate you coming on, and we have to do a plug for I Prevail subs.
Oh, dude, I gotta show you the new missions. I don't even have them on me.
Yeah, I got to order a new one soon because I'm running out, and I want a different flavor.
So I got a new watermelon candy, got a sour berry burst, and I got a new blue bomb. Dude, they're fucking good.
Blue bomb? I'll try the blue bomb.
I do have a new pump pill, just
a blue bomb. Oh, that one. Yeah.
Dude, arachidonic acid, loaded with arachidonic acid. This shit flames your muscles. Check this out.
I will. Okay, I will.
Yeah, Pump X. It's got pterodactyl acid in it.
Use it on my next chest day.
Tell Dwayne to call me. He's got to bring the stuff back in the gym.
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Brontosaurus acid, pterodactyl tail, and what was it? What the fuck is in it?
Arachidonic acid.
Yeah, break your eye, bronchitis.
They're omega rich. They're rich in omegas. It's actually an fatty acid.
Oh, I don't fucking know. You know these things. Yeah, once I get past a certain point, that's when you have to take over. I don't know these things. I'll just pass judgment on bodybuilding, and then when it gets to like that stuff, you could take over.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That was a damn good show. That was probably the best muscle talk because we really only talked about bodybuilding for like 15 minutes.
Better off.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Thank you again. And I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Later, Luke.
Later.
All right.